What's up, YouTube? This is going to be a little kind of explanation video and mainly going to just be me talking. So if you're not interested in that, I can definitely understand and go ahead and turn it off now. The first thing I need to address is I'm usually not very pretty to look at, but a little worse for wear today. The bumblebees decided to build a nest in the tube frame of my New Holland baler, and went to move the baler there and get started, and got attacked by a bumblebee. So I got one eye swollen and one on the back of my neck and several on my back. But anyway, that's not what this is about. First thing I wanted to do is do an apology. I wanted to get a video there when I was selling the last set of cattle, but I didn't, and therefore I went ahead and waited and put that other video up that I just put up there about buying the new little calves, and figured I would do this video afterwards. I'm kind of really upset I didn't get you a video of selling the load of steers that we just sold. They went out about 2 weeks ago. 66 head of 715-pound steer calves. Like I said, I really wanted to get you a video of that. Had 2 trucks and trailers lined up. My trucks and trailers, my girlfriend was going to haul one load, and we hauled them to the stockyards. It's just like 6 miles down the road. The semi met us there. We weighed them and shipped them out. But par for the course, the morning that we were to load, part of the steers were here at the house, and part of them were down the road about a mile on an Amish farm. And I went out, called the calves here on my place. They came in. I do usually bait them and give them a little feed that morning. I definitely don't believe in feeding cattle before they're weighed. They got less than 1 pound a head a day. I think I used a 50-pound sack, and there were 66 heads. So anyway, yeah, I called them in there just to get them come up to the bunk there so I could shut the gate behind them and get them caught. I did that, and about that time I was going to start taking some video of sorting and loading these calves. Got a phone call from the Amish neighbor's brother saying that part of the cattle over at his place had slipped out, and they were on the chase for him. So that kind of ruined my plan and flipped me out there, because my first thought was, hey, I've got a semi coming that's been on the road for who knows how long, and I needed to get cattle there and get them weighed and loaded. So anyway, after that video, and was the last thought through my head, so throwed calves on the 2 trucks and trailers here, got them hauled, weighed, got over there, and didn't have to wait but about 10 minutes or something. They had the cattle back in. We got them loaded and sorted and weighed, no problems. I did say that I would do a series on one group of calves, and I think this would probably be a good time to do it, mainly because the fall run hasn't hit yet, and right now I'm kind of just in between groups. I really don't want to buy a group of calves, get them started right now, and when fall runs hit, not have any money, have calves that are kind of started. And so anyway, I'm just going to buy like 20 little lightweight calves here, and some cows. We're buying some, I was going to buy just some thinner cull cows and turn them out just to occupy the grass and my money. So it didn't, it was being used and wasn't just sitting in the bank where it kind of seems like it disappears slowly. There's always something you use it for if it's sitting around, or at least I do. So anyway, Saturday I did start buying some calves and some cows there. I didn't end up buying pound cows because the pound cows were in the low 50s, and I picked out, I got like 3 cows that were full mouth cows. They're in their 3rd trimester, which means they're bred 6 to 9 months. And I stated on that video that they cost less than $700, and that wasn't correct. They were actually cost $700 and less. I think one cow cost $700, one cost $660, one cost like $6 1/4 or something. Anyway, they averaged like 54 cents. So they were right there in that pound cow price range anyway, and they're going to calve in the next 3 months. So I honestly don't really care if they calve or not. I'd just soon them be very close up to calving when I go to sell them. Seems like bred cows bring more than cows with calves on their side anyway. I've never really understood that. I guess it's the producers, it's the thrill or the unknown, and I'm just the opposite. I'd rather have a guaranteed live calf there on the ground. But, you know, to each their own. I guess a few of the things I would talk about this evening is I do want to, like I said, do a series here and trying to give you some numbers and vaccinations and all that. So I'll get you a video put together, putting these calves through the chute, what we do to them, what they cost. I'm not going to disclose everything, but I will try to as close as I can. Some of this stuff, I guess I'll just leave the math up to you. You can, if you want to figure it out, you can figure it out. If not, that's whatever. But I mean, I don't think I need to tell everything. So yeah, there'll be like 20 little lightweight calves. I got 12 the first day there Saturday, and then I got 2 calves just at a local sale here Monday afternoon. I am lucky in this area. There's a sale just about every day of the week. Some sales are larger than the others. I think within 40 miles of me every day of the week there's a sale except for Friday evening. Let's see, within 100 miles of me there's several large sales weekly. But anyway, there's also the difference between in the east and in the west. A lot of the way, I guess, is that I'm making the money on these calves is in the west. You have large ranches, and these guys are selling semi-load lots. They're selling, their calves are steered, they're vaccinated, they're reputation cattle with genetics. In the east, everybody works a day job and they've inherited a little farm from their grandparents or whatever that was where they raised produce or tobacco or whatever, and now they have cattle on it because it's easy to maintain, takes little effort. They have a job in town, but the cattle keeps their place clean and it gives them a little income. But for that, because of that, most of the time the cattle come through the sale, they come through as singles, they come through I know Brad Larson had asked about if the calves I had bought were weaned. No, most calves that come through the sale around here are what we consider ballers or truck weaned, which means that they were on their mom when they left the house and were pulled off, and they're come through the sale barn just a few hours later. So what I do is try to add all the value I can. Like I said, in the West, you've got a group, a semi-load of calves, or probably a semi-load of steers and a semi-load of heifers. They're all going to be the same weight. They're all going to be out of the same bull, same genetics, and all that stuff adds value. They're close to corn and feed there. They are, you know, they're in a much better position here. So here, the best thing I can do is try to add all those things that I can to add value to the calves. So I'm buying calves through the sale barn. They're balling, they're not weaned. Most of them are usually bulls. They're not vaccinated. Genetics vary. You know, sometimes you'll have little junky, not picking on any breed, but horned Hereford bulls, and sometimes you get really good genetic Angus cattle. It just depends on what the producer is, and you know that's all pays a price. You got to decide for yourself what you want to bid on, what you want to put together. I try to keep my cattle mostly black, but I will throw, because of the groups, usually those guys won't complain about a few colored calves in there, as long as there's not, as long as there's 75 to 80% black. They usually don't say anything. Now, every once in a while, you will have a guy that says, I want all black cattle. Well, that's, you know, they pay a price for that, and that's fine. But usually about 20 to 25% I'll throw in there of colored cattle, and that definitely does cheapen it up. I'll show you, well, I won't show you the bills, but the sale from the other day, the calves, the average on them was $1.62 on 347 pound calves, I think they were, or 342. They were 342. And I threw one red and two smoked calves on those and brought the average down from $1.62 to $1.47. So by adding 3 calves to the group, you know, it brought the price down that much. But so what we'll do is we'll take these calves, we're buying them as singles. I don't try to even bid on any groups hardly, because the groups are going to be a little higher in the sale barn, and more than likely they're not going to be finished alike anyway. So, you know, I buy the singles. We're going to put them through the chute. We're going to get them vaccinated. We're going to get them weaned. We're going to get them healthy. We're going to make them steers. The heifers, they used to always consider heifers 7 cents back. Heifers nowadays are a good 15 to 30 cents back. On these little 250 to 350 pound calves, a lot of them are a good 30 to 40 cents back, what I seen Saturday. But I have trouble selling them. I won't say I have trouble selling them, but when I advertise steers, I'll get 8 or 10 guys to come look and bid, and when you say heifers, I'll have 1 or 2 guys come and bid. Well, anybody knows if the more people you have come, the more competitive the price is going to get. So I used to buy only heifers, but the last few years I've stuck with just the male calves. So like I said, I'll go through with you what we're giving them, how we're giving them. These little lightweight calves are a challenge. One of the reasons they're not costing probably more than what they are is because they can't just go on a truck and travel 1,500 miles and expect them to live. We're gonna have to babysit them some to keep that death loss down. Everybody shoots for 0% death loss, but if I can keep it at 1%, I'm pretty happy on little lightweight calves like that. More realistic. In the fall of the year, it's going to be 2%. Hopefully, it's pretty hot right now, but hopefully we can get away with 1%. And that's hard to even really figure, because if you're only talking you're talking about 20 calves, you know, you lose 1 calf, that your percentage is way up there. So it's hard to figure that. So anyway, I guess that's all I wanted to say for now. I will get you a video here about when we put them through the chute and what we're giving them and how we're doing it. We do band the calves. I think I've showed a video of that. 7 days, come back through and cut the bands off. That's just the way I've found it works the easiest for me and the least stress on these little calves. I do sell by marketing, And if anybody's interested, look that up on the internet. I'll try to talk about that more later. More than anything, the short of that is going to be, to explain it, is because I'm working on a revolving inventory. If you do a buy-sell marketing, you buy the cattle, you figure what the cattle cost, you figure the inputs you got in them, and then you sell them, and anything that you have left over would be your profit. And sell-buy marketing, it's just kind of the opposite. But if in buy-sell marketing, and this is getting confusing, I know, most people are very reluctant to sell unless the market's going up. Well, the market only goes up half the time, so you're holding on to your cattle, waiting on the market to turn, and a lot of times it doesn't. Whereas when you're doing sell-buy marketing, even if the market's down, the way I figure it, I can sell the cattle and I'm going to replace them in the same market. So if the market's down and the cattle sell for a little cheaper, once they're sold, I take that money and reinvest it right back into the same number of cattle on the market, and what the difference is the profit. So if you're in a down market, you're selling your calves cheaper, but you're buying the calves, replacing them back cheaper. So there's still profit in there, and you're not holding the cattle waiting on the market to turn. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'll explain that more. But it's Bud Williams was one of the first people that really, when you look up sell-buy marketing on the internet, cattle, most everything you'll see is Bud Williams. And it's probably not for everyone. It's just a different way of figuring the math on it. But when you're doing backgrounding cattle, or you have a constantly revolving inventory like I do, then it's an easier way to figure your profit and loss. So anyway, check that out. And like I said, I'll try my best to get you some videos. Sorry this is so long of putting the calves to the chute, and I hope everybody's having a good day. I want to give a big shout out to Denbach Farms. Very sorry for your loss. Grumpus passed away. If anybody was killed in a car wreck, haven't seen that, and I hope they're all doing well and getting through that ordeal right now. So guess keep them in your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching and all the comments. I appreciate it. I'm not the best in the world at replying. I'm usually pretty busy, and if I don't reply to something, doesn't mean I didn't read it or that I don't care. It's just, sorry. That's all I can say is I appreciate the comments. I don't get to reply to all of them just because of limited time. It's not because I don't want to or anything like that. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a good week, and I'll catch y'all later.